Number 5. A Reddit user recently revealed that he received a call at around 4:50 a.m. from an unknown number. Because of this, he let the call go to voicemail. Though when he eventually went back to review the recorded message, he was in for a bit of a shock. After searching the number on Google, he found that it had been disconnected for some time. But what's even stranger is that the number was originally owned by a funeral home located in Hawaii. The message that was left behind was a mess of static and electrical sounding garbage, though numerous voices can be heard in the call as well, stacked on top of one another. The user says that he sent the audio to a few experts that he knew, but they weren't able to make much sense of it. Additionally, he says that on the night leading up to the call, he'd suffered from a fairly severe bout of sleep paralysis. Take a listen to the clip. Number 4. In 2015, a prominent businessman from Minnesota was found alongside his wife, son, and housekeeper after the group had passed away in a mysterious house fire. Though on the evening before the fire, the homeowner phoned his housekeeper and left her a voicemail, requesting that she not come in to work for her next shift, claiming that his wife was sick. He then added that another housekeeper offered to help out, but that he requested that she leave the following day as well, stating that the couple was going through a rough patch with their son. On the following morning, the housekeeper then sent a text message to another housekeeper, confirming that she was not expected to come in to work. Just 3 hours after this message was sent, the home was engulfed in flames, and the housekeeper who stayed in the home overnight passed away alongside the family. Police believe that the home was intentionally set on fire, as they found video evidence of a hooded man in a sweatshirt fleeing the home around the time that it went ablaze. Some even theorized that the homeowner may have paid someone to set the home on fire, with the man planning to take his own life as well as the lives of his families in the most indirect way possible. There hasn't been any substantial evidence to point to this, but many still consider it to be plausible. Have a listen to the voicemail that the homeowner left for the housekeeper.
She is in bed sick tonight, and she was sick this afternoon. And we are offered to stay and help her.
Tonight, we go live. Police revealing a murdered CEO, his young wife, their little boy, and their maid, quote, bound and tortured overnight in their D.C. mansion, then the house set on fire. Who would torture and kill a mother, her little boy, her husband, and the family maid? In the last hours, the only clue so far emerges. Video from that same neighborhood revealing this mystery man shrouded in black, a hoodie covering his face. Is he the killer? Tonight, we search the clues left behind. This is one of the most expensive neighborhoods in the whole area. It's not far from the vice president's house. To Mike Murillo, reporter WTOP, what's the latest?
Number 3. So a big thanks to Reddit user RobinWarder1 for helping gather the information on this one. In 2015, 32-year-old Henry McCobb lived in Moundsview with his wife Corrine and their 2 daughters. While his family was away in California, Henry spent the evening of September 6th going out to a nightclub in Spring Lake Park with 2 friends, William Kennedy and Calvin Johnson. After they left at around 2 a.m. on September 7th, Kennedy claimed that Henry asked to be dropped off at a Super America gas station in the town of Fridley, even though it was a couple miles in the opposite direction of his home. At 2:28 a.m., Corrine McCobb received a call in California from Henry's cell phone number and heard her husband screaming in distress and saying someone shot him. Corrine attempted to call Henry's brother, Tim Borber, but only got his voicemail, which wound up recording the last 2 minutes of Henry's call. It contained what appeared to be high-pitched sounds of Henry moaning in pain, along with bizarre, unexplained growling noises. The call concluded after several seconds of silence and a male voice saying, "Stop it." Strangely, Kennedy, who drove Henry to his destination, still had Henry's keys in his possession, even though Henry would have required them to enter his house. Their other friend from the nightclub, Calvin Johnson, also turned over Henry's wallet, claiming that Henry had become so intoxicated that he took his wallet to prevent him from buying any more drinks. On November 2nd, Henry's body was discovered in Rush Lake in New Brighton, approximately 4 miles east of the gas station that he was dropped off at. Even though Henry was heard saying that he'd been shot during the phone call, there were no gunshot wounds or injuries to his body. With no noticeable signs of foul play, the coroner ruled his death to be drowning, though investigators didn't rule out the possibility that he took his own life, since Henry had been experiencing personal problems, had recently bounced a rent check, and received a bad performance review at his workplace. Since Henry had been so intoxicated that night, it's completely possible that he accidentally stumbled into the lake and drowned. But this doesn't explain the bizarre noises coming from the voicemail. To this day, the exact circumstances of Henry McCobb's passing remain unknown.
It's a voicemail unlike anything you've ever heard before. There are 2 minutes worth of noises, bizarre ones, but very little actual talking.
The growls turn to high-pitched moans.
Like he's moaning in pain.
Like moaning in pain.
The tortured grunts suddenly stop. There is silence. Then someone, either Henry or another person, says, "Stop it."
I try to picture where he was, what it might have been like, what circumstances would have made him sound like that.
Number 2. The uploader of this next clip says that she received a strange phone call on her home phone while she was cooking breakfast one morning. After the voicemail was received, she immediately got a call on her cell phone, which said that it was coming from her own home phone number. Concerned, she then listened to the voicemail that she had originally received and was deeply disturbed by what she heard. Have a listen.
PM. Monday, 4/8. Friday, 10:05 a.m.
Number 1. This final clip is from an unknown man who was known to have sexually assaulted upwards of 50 women and taken the lives of countless others during the 1970s up until the mid-1980s. This man would typically prey on women in the Sacramento area and has been linked to 66 separate crimes with DNA evidence. However, even though his DNA has been recovered, police have still been unable to identify him for over 30 years. The FBI still believe that this man is alive and possibly still assaulting women, simply becoming better at concealing himself over time. A $50,000 reward has been offered for any information leading to his capture. Take a listen to a terrifying voicemail that one of his surviving victims received on the night of his attack. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, be sure to click that like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell to keep updated with our videos.